What is the number one thing keeping you stuck in clutter? For so many years, for me, it was worrying that I would declutter something that I would need later. Basically, these are just in case items. I should hold on to this just in case, ... And the list can go on and on. I kept myself buried in a very cluttered home for almost my entire life because I was so scared to get rid of items that I would probably need later. So today let's talk about 10 things that I've learned over the last 5 years of decluttering. One of them being you don't often need these items that you think you're going to need or want. I will make an exception though with the cotton candy maker that I decluttered about 2 years ago. My kids are begging for it. They have been looking for it. I finally just had to break down and tell them, you guys, I decluttered that, it's gone. I'm so sorry. Do I regret decluttering that cotton candy machine? No. I am probably gonna buy them another one. And you know what? Because I was willing to let go of things that I might need someday or that my kids might ask me for later, I was able to make enormous progress in my home to the point where I felt like I was really hoarding a lot of stuff, and now I'm able to call myself more of a minimalist. So I feel like I don't regret it, even though I'm gonna rebuy it and I'm on Marketplace every day looking for the best deal. But I'm thinking if I had just continued this line of thinking, if I get rid of it, I might need it later, I better hold on to it, I would still be stuck in clutter having made no progress. So let me know down in a comment, what is the thing that's holding you up right now that's making decluttering difficult? After 5 years, I've also learned that just starting is the best way to begin this process. Not waiting until you have the perfect schedule, not waiting until your kid's in all-day kindergarten or until your toddler is napping better. Don't wait until you move, just begin. Starting today, and I mean today, your motivation will grow as you see the transformation of your home, but just beginning wherever you are today will help so much. Even 5 minutes, and this is the other thing that I learned, even 5 minutes makes a difference. I used to think that I had to spend many hours on a project in order for it to really matter or make a difference. The truth is, rarely do I have that kind of time. And if I can just commit to consistently decluttering, even if this is just 5 or 10 minutes a day, I will see incredible benefits along with building good habits. So focusing more on consistency rather than perfection or these huge, enormous goals that you have, I think is so critical for progress. And this is something I've learned about kids as I've spent years decluttering my home, and that is kids collect more as they get older. Let me know if this is true of your children. When I started my YouTube channel, my oldest, who's now 13, he was 1.5. So he was 18 months when I started my channel. And I just think back about how I didn't really understand like how my children's habits would change as they grew. So now I'm realizing as I'm getting like preteens and teenagers, oh my gosh, they're collectors. And when I first started this journey, I didn't have a teenager. I just had little kids. Even 5 years ago, they seemed so little to me. And it was a lot easier, to be honest, to declutter and help them declutter because they weren't collectors. Now they like to display things, collect things, and I've kind of stepped back and let them have a little bit more control or a lot more control over their stuff than I did before. Before, I would kind of declutter in the dark of the night and like they would wake up and mommy cleaned your room essentially, which was great. And I would also show them good decluttering habits, declutter alongside them. I did a lot of all of it, but now I've kind of taken a back seat and just let them have a lot more ownership of their stuff as they've gotten older. And I don't think there's necessarily a right or wrong. I think it's whatever works for your family. For us, this is working really well. That's not to say I might have a challenge and ask them if they can declutter 21 items into this bag for a trip to the movie theater or the arcade. I still think those are awesome incentives and kids need that. But as they've gotten older, I just realized they're collectors. They like to display and I just need to respect that and be okay with it. So that's something that I'm learning as time goes goes by. After 5 years of decluttering experience, I've also realized that there are a couple of areas of your home that you'll benefit the most from decluttering. And I think this can vary a little bit depending on who you are, what phase of life you're in. But for me, having my closet decluttered and having my kitchen pantry decluttered has made maybe the biggest difference of all. So before, I think I would have said the toys just based on the phase of life that I was in. But now I feel like, oh, it's my closet. It's my closet and the pantry that have made the most difference and made the most difference for me to maintain. I have not let these areas get out of control. I've been very diligent and dedicated to keeping these areas clutter-free for the most part. Of course, not perfect, and it has made a huge difference. You can pick really, really important pain point areas in your home and really focus on maintaining those. You don't have to see your whole house as this huge thing that is going to be such a burden to declutter and then maintain, keeping you frozen, stuck in clutter. You can think to yourself, okay, I'm going to make slow progress. I'm going to focus on consistency, and then I'm just going to pick 1 or 2 areas to really focus on keeping clutter-free. Something else is things really do pile up if you're not careful. For a while, I really did try to stay committed to the 1 in, 1 out rule. This was way too much for me to manage and maintain with a family of 5. So for me, the 1 in, 1 out rule doesn't work as well as like a 21 item toss. So you can hear these decluttering tips or methods. Try it. If it doesn't work, abandon it. Try something else. There are so many different ways to declutter and so many different ways to maintain a clutter-free space. It doesn't just have to be the first tip or what you think sounds the easiest. Put it into practice. If it doesn't work, do something else. So for me, I kind of ditched the 1 in, 1 out rule. Even though I think it's amazing, for the most part, I just do a 21 item toss or a fill a bag challenge at the end of the month. That works so much better for me. Okay, focusing on simplifying your routines can really help you know what areas of your home you should declutter first or pay the most attention to. So I do laundry every single day. I do the dishes every single day. I have highly simplified these areas so that the dishes don't pile up, so that the laundry does not get out of control. And so really thinking about what routines you're really in the thick of right now and how you can simplify those routines specifically help you know where to focus. And again, what phase of life are you in? How many kids do you have? How much time do you have? And asking yourself these really practical questions can be super helpful when knowing where to start and where to focus your time and effort. You do not need as many linens as you think. I used to have this linen closet completely stuffed full of so many extra sheets, extra comforters. I had tons of tablecloths. Once I gave myself permission to just let this go and live with what I just knew I needed, 1 set of sheets per bed, 0 tablecloths. I decided I didn't need any of those. And then just a few hand towels and rags that would fit comfortably in a drawer. Once I just kind of went down to the bare bones and lived with that, you guys, it's been years, 5 years since I've lived with a simplified linen closet, and I haven't missed that stuff. I've never felt like, oh, I should never have decluttered that linen closet. I wish I had tons of extra sheets right now. I wish I had all these extra hand towels. No, in fact, I feel like this is kind of a hot topic, so let me know if you only have 1 set of sheets per bed or if you think this is crazy. Like, you should at least have 2. Let me know what you think. After 5 years of decluttering, I've also realized that selling items generally is a huge waste of time. Even now, I'll pop stuff onto Facebook Marketplace and think, I'm gonna make myself 20 bucks. I never make any money. I end up taking the item to Goodwill after 2 weeks anyway. I should not have wasted my time, is what I tell myself. If you're just in the beginning stages of decluttering or just in the middle and you're looking around and you're seeing dollar signs, you're like, oh my gosh, I can get so much money. The honest truth of the matter is you're probably not gonna make money, or at least as much as you're hoping you will. So my suggestion is to give yourself an absolute limit. Like, I'm only allowed to sell 10 items from my home or 2 items per bedroom. And then they have the 2-week rule. I'm only gonna leave this up for 2 weeks. If it doesn't sell, that's it. I'm going to take it guilt-free to the donation. Do not hold on to it just in case. Trust me, that is a trap. I wish I'd known that it's not a lack of organization that's the problem. So often it's too much inventory. I used to think if I could just get organized, if I could just get some cute bins, my whole house would be under control. control and it would solve all my problems. Even good organization systems can't hold up forever if you have too much stuff in them. So really, that's a huge lesson I've learned, is that kind of holding back from decluttering or thinking that organization is going to solve the problem is a huge mistake. Really, you just need to get stuff out of your house. Your house kind of organizes itself for the most part once you declutter. It becomes very, very simple, straightforward. You save tons of money because you don't need so many bins, and you do it as a last step. Let me know what you're stuck on decluttering right now that I can help with. I will see you soon. Bye.